Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to the Manga Panel Podcast. I'm your host this week, Bo Talks Media. I'm joined by Aiden or Linkachu and Key of Time, famed Kingdom Hearts YouTuber. Go check out his channel. This man's been popping off.
He has.
Absolutely recommend. Today we're covering issue 47 of Weekly Shonen Jump. A lot to talk about, but before that, I want to say, join the Discord. We've been getting a lot of new members in there. It's been a lot of fun talking because, as you saw last week, we kind of uploaded the issue or the episode on last week's issue a little late, but we read the issue when it comes out. We just have kind of scheduling conflicts. Mm-hmm. So if you want to talk to us about the chapters like as they come out immediately, if we can't get to the podcast, join the Discord. We always have people talking in there, so it's a lot of fun. So that'll be linked down in the description.
Come on through to the Discord. Please come hang out and talk about Weekly Shonen Jump with us, everybody. Every week. We're always here. If there's things we didn't talk about on the podcast or things you want to talk about it with us, we're always down to talk about Jump. We love Jump. And anything manga and anime related as well. It's a great space for you guys to come and hang out. But
yeah. Shout out to the people that have joined already, though. Like, you guys are keeping that server alive.
Keeping it alive with it because I'm too lazy to type in there sometimes. Every Sunday I check it. That's when I really check it, and then I pee it. But anyway, I guess before we get to the rankings, what is each of your favorite chapter of the week? Let's start with you, Key.
Dude, Undead Unluck was absolutely fire this week. I gotta say, it always hits hard whenever it wants to. It's not always the best, but when it does have a good chapter, it's my favorite chapter. It's so good this week.
What about you, Aiden?
Whew, this was tough. The magazine was great. I'm gonna have to go with not HunterxHunter. No fucking way. We'll get into that. But I love Witch Watch, and I think it has a really cute chapter this week. So I'm excited to see its direction.
I agree.
It reminded me very much of another series that I hold dearly to my heart. So I'm excited to see what Witch Watch does. But this is a really hard choice.
Finally, a good chapter.
Because this magazine was absolutely incredible this week. Like,
yeah, it really was.
Yeah,
dude, I feel like everyone brought their best for this one just because they knew HunterxHunter was coming
I know
back.
That's I was about to say that.
It
feels like they were going to
compete. Like extra dog shit.
What about you, Bo?
For me, kind of a tough twist. I think I'm going to go with Akane Banashi, though. That chapter was... Love that chapter.
Yes, sir.
With that said, let's run through the rankings, starting from the top with... This is weird. So, Elusive Samurai has the cover of the magazine, but Akane Banashi got the lead color. So, it's a little weird. But anyway, number 1, Akane Banashi with lead color. Elusive Samurai, number 2, which also had color. I think. Did it not?
Elusive Samurai?
Did it not have color?
It didn't have color.
So that's weird. That is weird.
The cover. It was very.
So there was a new illustration.
The cover, but not the lead color.
That's very weird. I don't think I've seen that happen before. Anyway,
I think because they wanted to give the color page to Hunter, so.
That's probably that's probably why something happened in the planning. But yeah, number 2, Elusive Samurai. Number 3 is One Piece. Number 4 is HunterxHunter. Back in the magazine with a kind of boring color page, boring chapter. Number 5, Sakamoto Days. Number 6, My Hero Academia. Number 7, Blue Box. 8, Tokyo Demon Bride Story. We had a one-shot at number 9. Number 10 was High School Family Kokosei, really picking itself up from the bottom last week.
Yeah.
Undead Unluck with color. Ginka and Gluna at 12, which hasn't ranked yet. Same thing with Tokyo Demon Bride, to be fair. Witch Watch at 13. And me and Roboco. Mission Yozakura Family. PPP. Another one-shot. Mashele at the second to last. And then at the very end, we have the final chapter of Aliens Area. So... Did we want to start with Aliens Area, Aiden, or did you want to talk about HunterxHunter first?
I think let's dive into HunterxHunter. I think that let's get
it's kind of important.
I think
it's the hot topic.
Like I said, we normally talk about a new series when it comes back first, so let's treat this as a new series. It's been 4 years since its time in the magazine. The magazine's changed a lot since HunterxHunter has been back. Like, so many major series have started and ended within that span. Crazy. But yeah. I think I'm the only one caught up right now with HunterxHunter, right?
I'm like 10 to 15 chapters away, but yeah. I did flip through the chapter because I don't care anymore.
Yeah. If you guys have been following this podcast for a while, as soon as there was any rumor that HunterxHunter was coming back, I decided to dedicate my summer to being caught up with HunterxHunter. Boy, was it a slog. It was a slog. I think HunterxHunter is a good shonen at its core, but to read it, it's like... What the fuck? I hope one day we get an abridged version where they cut out all this dumb Nen explanations, because I think the system of how they have created Nen ruins the manga. And this chapter is a great example of that, because I'm like, you are creating abilities that even Araki would say, what the fuck is this? Like, like there's just things where it's just like why.
No,
But-
and that here's the issue with that though. It's the fact that he does it for no name characters.
Mm-hmm.
Because I read a little bit of the latest chapter. I know it's
must
some
have
random
learned from him.
No,
somehow, man.
I don't even know what these characters are or who they mean.
I know they're like infusing Nen with blood or something, and it's like, why are you? It's cool. It sounds cool. The concept, every concept on HunterxHunter is really cool.
It's interesting,
but I feel like the execution for almost everything is really bad.
It's always
I watched when they announced it was coming back. I watched the anime with my girlfriend, and we both enjoyed moments. It has really good moments,
absolutely,
and cool world building
incredible
stuff.
highs, yes.
Yes, but then the lows are some of the lowest lows of any shonen I've ever experienced.
Absolutely.
Like I remember in the Chimera Ant arc, same thing where there was a Chimera Ant that had like a dart ability, and they spent an entire episode explaining why these darts worked against Killua. And then the next episode, the dark guy was just dead anyway.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
No.
Why?
And it's like it's just frustrating because like I think also their explanations and the overwriting takes away from its powerful moments. There's an incredible fight, one of the most hyped up fights throughout the entire series, and I think it's incredibly mediocre because of how it was executed, because of all the Nen explanations. And I'm sure you know exactly which one I'm talking about.
You can talk about almost anything. I really don't care.
For those who are not caught up, don't want to hear Hunter spoilers. It's the Hisoka and Crollo fight, which is crazy how
I talked about last week.
Wasn't that in the anime? Like, didn't they like at least foreshadow it or something?
Well, I think Hisoka's goal was to fight Crollo.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about, and that's why it's such a built-up fight. But then when they actually do it, it sucked. It was terrible. There's
so
cool
crazy,
moments, but it was dog water. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen HunterxHunter do, and it's so frustrating because it's like the whole Hisoka's journey and his goal to fight Crollo and like to achieve, like, it's so fucking cool. Hisoka's actually a really cool character when he's not a pedophile, and then they ruin the fight with Crollo being like, "This is how my ability works, and this is what I'm gonna do to you, but this is why you can't do that." And it's like, what the fuck?
When I got to those chapters, I DM'd you immediately because I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
And
first of all, and it's funny because I talked about it last week on the podcast, but you weren't on. Like I literally specifically honed in on that.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, no, it's just so awful. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but literally, I don't know if you caught this. It was Kurapika doing shit with the princes, and then it just cut to the Hisoka and Crollo fight at Heaven's Arena randomly with no context. Which is like, okay, we wanted to see the fight, but there was no context or build up. They just were like, okay, here it is. And I haven't seen Hisoka since.
It's like they put so much. The way you guys are making it sound to me, like I really don't know what it is because I'm not caught up. But the way you guys make it sound is like he puts a lot of emphasis on stuff that doesn't matter and stuff that we would like to hear about. He
gets thrown under the bus. It's crazy. But like, let's actually talk about the chapter. So, really beautiful color page to come back with. Like, I think Togashi.
I do like the color page. I did see it.
Yu Yu Hakusho, and Yusuke and fucking Gon, right? Yusuke.
Why is Yusuke on it though?
It's weird.
I don't know.
It's a little weird, but I saw it and I was like, oh, I got excited. Maybe there's a chance Gon appears in the chapter. No, they actually did go for Clash Part 2, and that shit sucks. And it was like, and it's just really frustrating because I think Togashi's really honed in on things that don't have bearing on the overarching plot. We're honing in on moments that when you look at the grand story of HunterxHunter, it will not matter. And it's frustrating because I think it spends so much time on such minuscule things that it takes away from HunterxHunter's grander story. Like, we're focusing... Super Smartphone got canceled last week. And it's a great manga because... And one thing that we all really loved is that it doesn't take time to dilly-dally, and everything it does means something to the story. But I cannot tell you anywhere... I can't even fucking tell you who these characters are. Like, I don't even know what they mean. I don't know what they're doing. I know they have something to do with the fucking oh my god, I can't remember what the princes whatever.
Kurapika's training the people how to use Nen and shit.
Kurapika's training and all like the succession war. It has something to do with that, but I don't know exactly how it ties in. They have interesting Nen abilities. Some of the paneling's sick, but I can't tell you why I care because I don't. And it's like, you spent 4 years and this is what you come back with.
I kind of want to give Togashi the benefit of the doubt here, you know. I don't remember how the hiatuses were handled a little like before. I know there were others, but nowhere near as long as 4 years. I think 2 years was the previous longest. I'll respect that he wanted to wrap up Clash.
Yeah, no,
I'll respect that. Now, if next chapter also doesn't have anything happening in it, then that's an issue.
Right.
But I respect wanting to wrap up this fight. Obviously, the easy thing to do would have been to just swap to Kurapika or Lorio or Hisoka or any of the Phantom Troop. But I respect it. I respect that he wanted to finish this fight. Next chapter is the real test.
It is. I think like.
So he actually finished the fight this chapter. Is that what happened?
Yes, the fight is over.
Yeah, pretty much.
The guy's on the ground. Like.
Yeah. Guys on the ground, bleeding out his eyes. Other guys are gone. So it's like okay. I just worry that this is like 4 years. He comes back to this, and this is exactly what I was worried about. Like I think obviously if you need a 4-year hiatus, obviously something's going wrong, and it's like. Don't leave your story unfinished, because I know there's so much he wants to tell, but I think there's almost too much he wants to tell, and too much that I just don't care about as a reader. And now, for anyone watching, if you're a HunterxHunter reader, if you're a big HunterxHunter fan, please tell me, is this what you were excited to see? Like, I have no offense, but it's like, is this what like you like out of HunterxHunter, like genuinely? Because maybe I missed something. Maybe I read HunterxHunter too quickly and I was like, whoops, I missed this. But it's like, I don't know. This is far from being the good moments that I think HunterxHunter has the ability to show. And obviously, it's going to be back in the magazine for at least 10 chapters as far as we know currently. I'm excited to see where it goes. I have high hopes. But I definitely think just fundamentally this is a series that spends too much time on things that don't matter to the reader and to the premise, the overarching plot. Because this fight here, what it's doing is essentially an ant's worth of work over when we're on a ship bigger than a continent. And it's like, why?
Man, it's literally grunts. It's no-name grunts fighting.
It's literally like grunt work. We're watching the Batman side villains punch each other in the face. It's like, what's going on? But like it's obviously a big deal to see it return, so I'm excited for HunterxHunter's return in the magazine. Hopefully it was actually really cool seeing it back, like reading it in the weekly magazine. It's cool seeing it on the lists and stuff. It was exciting.
Yeah,
shout out to Viz for putting all 390 chapters in the vault. That was
cool. Very helpful. It made me want to actually give it a try.
Yep. But let's talk about other manga.
Yeah.
Well, before we talk about the actual manga, did you have any thoughts on the smartphone? Because you weren't on the podcast last week.
Yeah, I did. I was very sad to see it end. I obviously reading it, it didn't even get to tell the story it wanted to into its final pages. I heard when I was listening to you guys talk about it. Bonus chapter should be coming apparently with a volume release, which will be cool. Hopefully more gets closed there. But yeah, I'm just sad. I think it was a great series with a lot of potential, and I'm just sad that I didn't get to see it spread its wings. But at the same time, there's a reason it ended. So, yeah.
Also, do you guys know if this has been a thing where like continue it in the graphic novel?
It
their story just does it happen a lot? Yeah. I was gonna say because that happened again in Aliens area. Segue. Yeah. And I was just like, okay, I guess this is just a thing that happens. I'm kind of wondering why the guy for Ayashimon didn't really want to do this, because I feel like he could have ended it a little bit better if he did.
I think Yuchikaku, he knows his worth a little bit more, almost, where Hell's Paradise is a successful manga. So I think in his eyes, he was just like, I'm just gonna wrap this up and I don't want to work on it anymore.
Right. Maybe. Well, he did. I think that might get on the horse and start. He's already writing something else.
So I think maybe
wondering.
Yeah. Maybe he was just like, I'm done with this. Move on.
Maybe. All right. Well.
Anyway, Aliens area.
How we feel? How do we feel?
I'm gonna be honest.
Nothing happened in the series.
I'm gonna be honest.
This is a cool action chapter. Kind of.
I was confused. I see those final 2 pages and I'm like, I got sentimental. Why? I'm just it clearly had enough of an impact to see the footprint in the stand that said bye bye, to kind of be a little sentimental. But I was like, Aliens area, you were so give and go. I felt like it had really cool setup, and then these last few chapters, it was like, yeah, you're ending.
Well, yeah. Pretty much. Has this been one of the first series that... Wait, was this the first? No.
It was the first new series that got serialized when we started the podcast.
Yeah, with the series that got serialized. We've seen it from start to end.
We're 21 episodes in. This was serialized on our 2nd episode, so yeah.
Wow, from start to finish, dude.
Yeah.
We've seen it cool. Come and go.
It was really cool to see, it progress as a series, but yeah, I just definitely think, I was really confused by these last few chapters. I don't know about you guys, but I was kind of like... What the fuck's going on here?
There was nothing. No substance.
I was even more confused why they arrest the guy and he starts crying happy tears. I was like,
yeah, I don't know. He seemed like a cool character. I guess
No, he did.
I was just very confused by the motives.
I'm just confused by the ending in general because, as you mentioned, Key, like they're gonna do more chapters in the graphic novel release. Whereas Smartphone blatantly didn't end. This does feel like enough of it of like a Duran Duran type of ending where it's like this didn't need more necessarily.
Right.
So I don't really know what they're gonna do.
Yeah. Maybe they're just gonna
do like an episodic funny chapter. Yeah.
I'd like to see some more funny chapters, like what we got with what was the rice field thing.
Yeah.
And like the guy like illegally parking. Yeah.
That was the best chapter of the series.
That was
easily.
It's not even close.
Yeah, no.
And then they never did that again.
No. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm sad to see it go to a level, but it was like I'm not gonna miss it. The final two pages are beautiful, like absolutely incredible. I was like, this is a series that I don't have any real emotional attachment, but man, you made me feel something with these last few pages here. So that's an impressive skill. So pets to you.
Yeah, it's always sad to see a series go. I mean, I was getting comments on my video and in the Discord, people were saying like, "Oh, I actually like the series a lot." So
yeah, it definitely had its charm. There's definitely reason for people to be sad with it. So
what would you guys say was your most like standout moment with the series before we like send it off for good? Like, what was a panel or like a moment that really stuck out to you?
I think like we literally were just talking about like the rice field chapter showed us like it can be interesting while being political and also being funny, like alien politics. Like I was like, okay, this is actually interesting and also funny and enjoyable, and I think it has a lot of potential here with these characters and these scenarios. But then it really never gave us that time to shine again because like we initially were like, these are cool alien designs. They're actually sick.
Yeah,
definitely the most standout moment for me was actually the alien like crawling out of that guy in like the second or third chapter.
That was cool.
It was really, really cool. It gave me hope. It was like, oh yeah, dark, kind of alien gritty series. That'd be sick.
There were cool things at the beginning. I mean, for me, I'm not saying either of those two. I would just say the whole first chapter I really enjoyed.
Yeah,
that first chapter was really promising. But
there was interesting premises and setup. So I was in.
The eeriness, dude. The fact that it was eerie at times was great. But
remember in the first not to keep talking about Aliens area, which is a dead series. Sorry.
It's fine. It's the last time we'll talk about it.
Even in that first chapter, like remember the alien designs with like the weird buggy eyes. We didn't really see much of that anymore. Like the eerie kind of just art style, like that just all kind of like, or even when he first went to the like home base of the whatever.
Yeah.
They had like these like test tube aliens and shit.
Yeah.
They never did anything with any of this. So cool moments, but
I just think that's something we should maybe start doing. Like, what are the most standout moments to you from it?
Yeah, for sure.
As like a way to close it out. You know, just an idea. We're doing this as we go, so you know I'll toss ideas out as we do it.
If y'all have any suggestions, put it in the comments also.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
Anything you ever want to hear us talk about, let us know.
We will cover it.
But speaking
from
of the
our
series,
3 comments,
why am I so fucking confused that it ended, or it's so low in the magazine ended?
Makes no sense.
It just,
dude,
it's just like,
it's
what
like
the
this
fuck
did it?
Ended. Anime soon though, so whatever. But oh my gosh, Mashel's exciting. I love Mashele. It was also funny. It made me giggle, and these fights are so fucking sick. Homie
this chapter was better than last week.
Stabbed his fucking foot and broke them little shits. Poor Rain.
Poor Rain.
His foot broken. And probably Sandy.
It's kind of what we were saying last week with Trent Key. It's like we know Mash is about to show up, so seeing all these people get bodied by this brother is kind of like it's cool. The action's good.
It's like build up.
But we know what's about to happen. So it's like, we're just waiting for Mash to come back. And he actually turns the key a little bit.
Dude, I was like, finally. Okay, we're getting back on progress.
His honeyfied pick-me-up. So, we're finally getting there, hopefully.
I think it's cool seeing these guys get their ass beat. Because it's more exciting, because you know Mash is going to just kick fucking
destroy him.
Ass.
Absolutely. There's not a ton to talk about. I just thought that the fight was kind of cool. You know, it always is. He always draws really sick panels, and
he has really, really underrated art. I feel like genuinely, I think it's some of the best in the magazine.
Yeah, should not be second to the last rank. absolutely no shot. But
Yeah.
a series that will
take notes, my guy.
Takashi take notes. Another
What?
series that probably shouldn't be this low.
There's,
is
yeah.
PPP. I don't know. PPP is kind of just doing its own
I
thing
think
down here.
people just are too dumb for PPP.
Sometimes
No.
I feel a little too dumb for it, but I like the art.
Oh,
Yeah, no, it's just like, hey, pretty picture, you know?
Sometimes they're getting a little like sometimes the like philosophies get a little too much from me, but
So
it's just nice to look at.
Mhm.
Like, it gets so philosophical. Like, this whole chapter was about
It's like smart
funeral
Lucky versus
egotistical Lucky
Mhm.
saying that Lucky's kindness is cheap.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, crazy.
These kind acts can be done by anyone. Yeah, throwing shade.
And yeah, just like some really cool panelings where he's like, huh? There's a spotlight on me. And it's just like, so I'm really excited to see Lucky's performance. Do we know what song he's playing? Because I gotta get this shit ready for next week.
They've said a couple times. I always forget. They said in this chapter too, I think. But I think that the people that are really gonna appreciate manga like PPPP are probably the theater kids.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just like the people that understand what it's like to like perform on stages and do all
or
that
you know,
kind of
just
stuff.
like I think as well as like it appeals to like people like who really like series like Akane Banashi and Bakuman, like the appeal series about the arts. As me as someone who's an art, like I guess an artist in a way, it really appeals to me. I absolutely love this shit. Like a manga about expressing yourself to the truest extent. I think that's so fucking gorgeous. Like I think those are the best kinds. So that's why I love PPP. I think his art's beautiful and its philosophies have been really, really impressive for Jump. Like, to think of manga that's this like
It's in the manga
philosophically
next to
deep.
Roboco.
Like it's like yeah, literally like this dude is pouring his heart onto this page, and then Roboco's like, for joke. It's like it is crazy to me.
All right, hold on. There's no fun jokes in Roboco. Come on.
Oh yeah, okay.
Similar humor. Similar vibes.
Yeah, and I mean, can't really
But hey,
say anything.
sometimes it's effective.
Your favorite series has little poop jokes like every other episode, so I
Fuck yeah,
might.
it does, but it's funny. Let's talk about something
The double
so
standards.
bad. It's not even funny. It's not even good. Can we talk about
Hey,
I feel like Yozakura is like low-key the fan favorite of our listeners.
dude?
I feel like we're always getting comments about Yozakura.
Dude,
I feel kind of bad.
what are you guys?
alright.
Why?
No,
What
look,
is it about this manga?
alright,
I'm so
alright.
confused.
Relax. I think that there was a little something this week that I kind of liked. Let me just refresh my memory. Hold on.
What that they held, dude? This was a chapter where I'm like, this is too long. It was like, I was like, this whole arc has been stupid. This is dumb. It's like
No,
obviously
I don't think it was dumb. I think it's interesting.
I just don't give a shit. His hair turned white again. It turned green again. Sorry, it went from black to green. For anyone who's catching up with Yozakura, black hair to green hair, you're done. All right, next manga in the magazine. Let's not waste our breath. Okay, me and Roboco. Let's talk about that, Key.
No,
you
hold on,
sounded
hold
so
on.
sad moving on.
Look, can I say
I was
something
gonna
like?
go into something more exciting. What? I do actually want to hear what you liked. I just read this and I was
Okay,
like, what
all right. I'm just looking at it again. The panels, like in the first, like the pages 2 and 3. I'll say that. I think that's really neat. Just the representation of like all these memories. You got Kengo, who obviously just has all of his memories like right there. You can see it, and then you just flip him to walking through a door. It's like I don't know. It's just like a cool way to represent his ability. Like you can kind of just like go into someone's head, and then you can just kind of see it like that. I mean, obviously we've seen powers like this before, but just to know that he can like literally do it by just opening a door and walking in, kind of neat. And then also there was like this one line on. This is gonna sound really, really weird, but I almost want to believe like there's gonna be this twist at the end. It's gonna be a Kaguya from Naruto twist, where the dad isn't gonna be the final villain, and I think the mom is going to be, but not like the mom that they knew, like
yeah, I know what you're
a weird amalgamation, like when he brings her back, because I think he'll succeed. he's gonna end up like bringing back something that's not really her, and it's just gonna be the strongest thing that they've ever fought.
Yeah.
It'll be kind of a weird twist because there wasn't any real foreshadowing for it. Not saying that Kaguya wasn't foreshadowed, because Bo did bring that to my attention. I went back and I looked at it. It was kind of foreshadowed a little bit. It was still kind of crappy.
Anyway,
whatever.
Let's talk about
I just think that's my prediction, okay? I think that Yozakura's final villain is actually going to be the mom in some way.
As someone who's not caught up, that sounds plausible.
It probably is.
Yeah.
It's actually, they've definitely
that sounds like the best theory.
Before. It's definitely a thing. Anyways, just because of how the powers work and whatever. But no, I think this arc is actual horseshit. It's like, this is like, the arc that we're doing right now is I don't give a shit the arc. And it's like, it's just boring. Like, I haven't, like, it should be way cooler than it is. Hopefully the fight with the dad is actually good. But this is just like, this is stalling. This is like, all this feels like to
they
me
have to stall
is
somehow.
stalling. No, but it's not at all good stalling. This is, like, Mashele is stalling the fuck out of it right now. But Mashele at least makes me giggle or has some cool moments. This is just like asshole stalling to the moon.
Well, I agree with you, but at the same time, you know how Shonen works. Like, they have to have like some kind of fights before the final fight
absolutely
goes on, and that's how it's always going to be. It's a formula.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. I know it's gonna stall, but it's not doing it. It's doing a very obvious job of what it's trying to do. It's like, don't make it so obvious that you're trying to stall for time here before you get canceled.
Because we all agree that the brainwashing thing is stupid.
Yeah,
Bo's not following it all because he's not
I think
caught
there's
up,
a clear reason. I think there's a clear reason as to why this shit doesn't have an anime. Like, I don't think anyone wants it. It's just, I don't think it'd be interesting.
There's fans of this out there somewhere.
There absolutely is, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry to those people.
All right. Let's move on, I guess.
Let's move on to Peak.
Yeah, let's move on to Peak. This was kind of a funny chapter. I don't know.
He's got a haircut. Uda reference for some reason.
The guy when he showed up at the end, he gave him a haircut, then just kind of like
celebrity
left. It's just like showed up, did his thing, leaves.
This is actually a
no
crazy
question
Roboco
asked.
chapter. So she has an Uda haircut, and then she makes him naked in the salon, which I thought it was crazy.
Yeah.
The scene where the like other stylist goes, "Why is he naked?"
Yeah.
I think that was kind of funny. And then she gives him a military cut. I said, okay.
Military cut. It was like a flat top. Right?
Yeah, it was a flat top. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Bondo's repping this new hairstyle for the next chapter?
Probably not.
Possibly, but
I think they'll do it for a joke or two, and then we'll be back.
Maybe, but it's like it's Roboco. It doesn't really always have continuity, except for when it wants to. So,
yeah,
you know, Roboco could be a literal brick at the start of next chapter, and no one would know why or question it.
Now that sounds funny. She's just a brick.
I turned myself into a brick, Bondo.
I'm Robo Brick.
I'm Robo Brick.
That's great.
I'm Robo Brick, Bondo. Robo Brick.
It's awful.
Well, that would be a funny chapter, right there.
It would be. That's American humor, you know. Japan doesn't get our humor. Sometimes we don't get theirs.
I don't even get America's humor, so.
Yeah, okay, Canadian boy. All right. Let's talk about Witch Watch because they actually had a good chapter for once.
Okay, I will say I don't even know if this chapter's funny, but they're doing shit, and I'm happy. They're introducing new characters that are obviously staple characters, and I'm so happy. It took forever.
Yeah.
Dude, I popped off because as soon as like we'll go from like the start to the finish, but like the end got me. I was like, finally,
something's happening.
Nah,
let's
I'm excited.
let's go start to finish. What do we got? Because I actually want to get into this time. I'm not usually excited about a Witch Watch chapter, but this time.
First off, you get this beautiful dude. Okay, Shinohara's art is actually so beautiful. Like he goes in. Like his front page. Like man, I wish this was a color page. Holy fuck! Like he drew the bike and then he said, "I'm gonna draw it again as a fucking shadow." And then, yeah, it's just really pretty. Then I see part 1. And I was like, oh, let's go, baby. And then homie's like having Chika Fujiwara, I'm gonna eat some ramen and review it. And then he beats the shit out of these guys. You know, he's got the ominous aura.
He's an ogre.
And,
dude, he's just like a ramen critic, and it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is Aiden if he goes to Japan. He's just gonna dye his hair, look just like this guy. He's gonna go to a ramen shop, just try critiquing it and something. I don't know.
Are you calling me an ogre? Is that what's going on here?
Well, if you walk in Japan, Aiden, I'm just gonna say you're gonna look a lot taller than a lot of the folks around there.
Yeah.
Just saying, you're gonna be an ogre to them. Barely even worth my time. No, and he just like fucking kicks their ass and then bosses these people around on top of it. Like, obviously the guy is really well known in like the Yakuza world or something, whatever these guys really are. And then the witch character shows up as well, and she's got like a katana. She rides in on a katana.
Yeah, sick. I was like, oh, that's fucking awesome.
Suddenly, I'm not bored of witches anymore.
Finally, a cool
Finally.
witch.
I thought this was
Good
cool.
way.
Because I think this is cool because obviously these two characters here are polar opposites to Nico and Morihito.
It's Punk Nico.
Yeah, Punk,
Dude, now
Nico,
he's gonna assemble the Dark Avengers of this group. Like, we're gonna get a actual cool vampire, and then we're gonna get another werewolf who's probably like the opposite of the current.
See, this is the funny version, or like the cool version, interesting version of what they did with the student council with the opposites that one chapter.
Yeah, I think
this is like actually good stuff.
I think what really got me in this chapter was obviously we have 80 chapters to build up to this moment. And who knows what it's going to be. It could be dog. I don't know. It could suck, but whatever. But the moment that really got me was that you see all of them in the house bickering with each other. Like, Khan's like, I'm done sparring with you. I'm too tired. And then he turns to Keigo, and like, you got to see everyone's personality that we've learned to grow and love. And it just, you have this supernatural dialogue. Because we now know all of these characters super well. And so you get this really cool, like, duality. Also a bunch of cute references. Like, Morihito's wearing the Khan Nico shirt. Like, their YouTube channel shirt.
Oh, yeah.
And so when this moment builds up, I think it really just, like, it just shows their characters really well. And it's like, okay, cool. These 80 chapters have shown, and we really just know these characters. And I thought that was neat. And then, that final page is like, holy shit, there's so much happening in that final page. It's crazy.
Because you know what?
So
we learned about this guy, like, what was it, 2 chapters ago, when it was like that movie chapter where they went to the movies, and he's like, oh yeah, I know about this one other ogre that like works alone or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, actually, I didn't expect that to pay off so soon in comparison, but like, I'm glad they're actually getting into another story arc, because God, I was getting tired of just the regular old, you know my whole deal with it.
But what makes me really excited is Ran is clearly here to beat the shit out of Morihito.
Oh, he's gonna get wrecked. I think like he's gonna.
But what gets me is that Morihito is actually just excited to see his friend, and so this is just gonna have really cool stakes to it, and I'm excited.
I almost want it to seem like they're gonna like hang out for real, like for friends or whatever, and then they're just gonna throw hands after. Like, I think that's gonna be the whole setup. Maybe. I don't think he's gonna jump right into a fight.
I'm sure by the end of this arc they're gonna be working together through something.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna have to do something together to save Nico or something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Kinda. Well, I'm sure.
Or maybe that'd be a future arc.
I'm sure Ran is probably, if he's in the underworld, I feel like my guess is what's happening. He's probably after Nico for like a bounty or something. Obviously, being like the supreme witch, essentially. I'm sure that's probably what's happening here. That's my guess. Yeah. I'm excited to see where this goes. I think this is actually going to be a genuinely good arc, because whatever happens here, I'm excited. Because I think it's got so much built up to it. These characters are really fleshed out at this point, so it's going to be fun.
Yeah, and I think that now that it's finally getting a serious story arc, we might actually get physical prints, maybe, Maybe. Because then it won't just be a comedy series, and people that are only into Meathead Shonen will want to read it,
Yeah.
We'll mention the physical of Witch Watch every issue, every podcast episode until it happens.
Dude,
if salt on the wound for me. Thanks, guys.
If we ever get to a point where our following is large enough, I think we'll just start a hashtag at that point just to get Aiden his manga because he won't stop.
Hashtag Trent Witch Watch, hashtag Trent PPP.
Exactly. Gotta get both.
Let's talk about Peak. Just funny because it's chapter 7, Planet Peak. That's a good chapter name.
There we
go. Ginka and Gluna.
Yeah, Ginka and Gluna.
I don't think. I mean, there's always so much happening in these chapters. I think this is probably one of the lower ones, though. We're just seeing more of these characters. They're kind of explaining the magical guild, and then at the end of it, we set up a proper arc with Mini Geen, I guess is what they're calling him. He gets kidnapped by this bad guy, Master Karula. First design in the series, I'm not a fan of.
His design, I don't like, but his fucking Bible accurate angel.
Dude, that's literally. I was about to say that. It's literally so Bible accurate angel.
Crazy. I was like, oh my god, that shit showed up. I said, huh? You did.
He just has the anime guy hair.
Yeah.
He has.
Yeah, no, he is the edgy anime character stereotype, 100%.
Yeah.
Let's see. God, I'm gonna mute one sec.
No worries. We'll keep talking. But yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes.
Yeah.
Obviously, we haven't seen like a major arc yet, and I mean we're only 7 chapters in, but I don't know, man. Ginka and Gluna is just so nice to read every week. It's so good. I am so scared. I think next week we get our first actual ranking for Tokyo Demon Bride story, so that means the week after that we'll get Ginka and Gluna. I am not going to be able to handle this getting canceled. I'm already so in love with these characters. Like even just like the second page, you see Beretta and an enemy. Like they're in the these. Are they in a? They're like a snow desert looking place. Yeah. They're tired. They're climbing this mountain. They're tired, basically. I don't know why I said desert, but just seeing them tired, like it immediately made me think of Xenoblade 3 when they're like going through the desert, and like I'm already in love with these characters. They're all so good.
Yeah, we've got a really nice crew.
7 chapters in, that's crazy. Like I don't think I can say the same for like any other manga. 7 chapters in, like how captivated I am by the cast. So, I think I want to echo what Key's been saying though the past couple weeks. I think Luna is maybe one of the weakest characters now. I think they need to do something with her. She's kind of just vibing.
Yeah.
So I want to see her do something, but excited to see where this goes. And
I'm excited. It's like it's really genuinely impressive. The world building is just like it's paced well. Like I feel like we're getting so much through the world while the story is progressing and everything like that. So I really appreciate what Ginka and Luna's doing so far. I have high hopes for it. I do genuinely have high hopes for it. But I think this will really have to put its test to the limits, because this is, I feel like, where the phase of the manga or the magazine is going to get really, really competitive. Everything right now is stirring up to do crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
They ought to keep up. Like, they have to be keeping up, because every manga right now is going into a final arc, a big fight, a big arc. Like, everything is kicking up. Like, even fucking Blue Box is going crazy. But apparently not just only those manga, but Undead Unluck is doing something. So take it away so I can take a quick nap.
Damn, dude, I didn't get my full thoughts on getting Ginka out, but all right.
Do you want to?
I mean, first off, just wanted to point out, I don't know if you guys said or not, but there was the Dragon Ball Fusion pose thrown in there at the first page.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool. I like that. I like the background art they're doing. Whoever's doing it is an absolute god.
It was incredible.
I know that Bo was saying he's really invested in these characters, but so far I just am not quite yet. I'm still only here for Ginka and now Mini Ginka. I am kind of
a legend.
More. Mini Ginka is a legend. He's philosophical and I love it. But then you the edgy characters kind of neat, I guess. And then you guys said the thing about the actor. I don't know. I'm becoming more interested, but I know this guy's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm one of the 10 elites" or something like that, and I'm just like, "Okay, yeah, we saw that coming," and he's just gonna be that guy. I don't know.
He is the first villain of the series. He is very much like.
Okay. But yeah, Undead Unluck time.
Explain this to me, because I'm very curious. As someone who plans on reading it eventually, I don't care about spoilers, so I want to know what the hell happened, because I flipped through this chapter, What the fuck?
All right, so here's the deal. Last chapter, the loop actually happened. She got sent to the moon and watched the Earth get destroyed in this chapter. Like literally all of her friends that she made, they all like kind of just said their final goodbyes. Time to go. God takes them out basically. And it's funny because they were trying their best to like take out this one guy. It's like a big dark figure with eyes all over him and stuff. And then there's like 10 more showing up at the end. They didn't even take down the first one completely. So it's just like, wow, despair is the word here. Then Victor goes off a little bit. We just kind of see her on the moon, like I said, watching Earth be destroyed. She kind of freaks out. You can really just kind of see like the despair in her face and stuff. And I don't know. It's just one of those chapters that you know what's happening, but then when it actually happens, it's insane. The final loop is happening. Victor is out there in space. You can just kind of see him piecing himself back together right there. Really cool shot. It's just like every panel was like a treat to the eyes. And then in the end, like this is the real kicker, right?
What I saw.
This person that's holding the Jump magazine, right? It's this person that we knew about for a while who wrote the story that she was reading in the very first chapter, the manga, as a young girl, right? And basically, that manga almost predicted the events of everything that's supposed to happen in Undead Unluck. So what we're seeing here is basically that Fuko is the one that's responsible for telling this girl about this story, and now she's going to be the one to write it, and that's going to have some effect on how they're going to succeed in this final loop. It's insane.
Two things. First of all, because that's what I saw, and I was like, what the hell? That's some Red Hood Ayashimon shit. Second of all, how was the series not over? That's such like a final chapter kind of thing. And what's left?
What's left is basically for her to go through the loop again. Like I said, this is where it gets interesting because they could zoom ahead, like just time skip around all they want to wherever they need to be. Because right now they're in modern day. I want to say it's almost around the same time that the first chapter happens. And you kind of heard in the chapter, like a certain period of time jumped forward. So I guess that's where she's going to be. This is her starting point, and she can go and change the future however she wants from here on out until the end again. So like I said, they can time skip around if they want to, for as long as they want, or they can just go through the whole series again. It could go for as little as long as the author wants. And that's something that's really fascinating because you don't know what's going to happen. So that's why I'm really excited for next chapter, because whatever happens, it's going to be really good. If I could make a guess, because I keep on saying this, now after reading that chapter, it could go anywhere from, I say, 30 all the way up to maybe 80 more chapters. That's kind of my guesstimate.
The author said that it was ending soon, didn't he?
Maybe. I don't remember exactly.
I feel like every author said that, though.
Yeah, no, literally everyone in the magazine is ending their stuff, so, it gets jumbled, but I'm excited to see where it goes. Undead Unluck is great. I kind of want to reread it now, knowing all the stuff that I know now, and just to see if I can pick up on anything, because there are some bits I don't really remember, and I want to read it again now, Yeah. But all right, let's talk about High School Family Kokosei.
Dude, I don't even care if this shit's not even ever funny anymore. They're in Okinawa. I'm on vacation, baby. Whee!
Okinawa.
That's all.
Yes, sir.
That's literally, they're in Okinawa. That's all there is for this chapter.
I think out of every series I've caught up on, like during the podcast, this is the most disappointing because I enjoyed it so much reading it like in a binge.
It was really good, and then it's just been shit. It hit chapter 100, and that shit was running full speed and tripped on pavement and just like
it's crazy. It hasn't been funny in so long. I feel like
it's been
like it has small moments
since chapter 100. It has not been funny. It has like really minute moments. Like I don't know.
It's literally it's just a story manga. It's just a slice of life.
I literally don't know why, but like, just like when Hudson goes, "I can't wait for Okinawa," I was like, "I love you, my guy. You're funny."
That was cool.
But like,
no, it's because he's literally us. He's the American character. He's the American exchange student. So this is exactly how everyone would react. Okinawa is a really cool place, though. Like
Oh.
I've seen pictures.
Oh yeah, it's
So,
literally like
Really pretty.
it's tropical island Japan, like heaven.
Mm-hmm.
But
I actually have a cousin that's Navy. He's actually stationed out in Okinawa, like right now. So
they even
fucking
say in
cool.
this chapter, there's so many American bases there.
yeah, exactly. It's kind of just where they be. That's where the Americans be. But yeah,
Aiden, I have to echo your thought. You said this in the server about Tokyo Demon Bride story. I kind of feel like a pervert reading this.
are we Tokyo Demon's Bride Sword like that? That's how we're gonna open it up.
Let's do that. Yeah, no, I actually.
Okay. Here's what I'm about to say. Obviously, I'm the Ginka and Gluna stan of the podcast. This shit's gonna do well because of the way Japan is.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is just feeding into it. This new cat girl, bro. The fucking paneling.
Chapter,
She's like spreading her legs and
Dude,
shit.
it's
I
not-
don't. It's
no,
bad, dude.
The faces she's making, like the angles he's drawing her at, I was like, nah. I feel like I'm going to jail. Like the degeneracy is over the moon for this chapter. I was like, I could not. She had a whip. She had a whip. Like I was like, dude, not the degeneracy is unmatched. And then she throws a tantrum, and I was just like, no. I'm going to.
I'll respect if this is the direction they want to take the series, and it's not for me.
Yeah.
I'm in agreement with you guys. Like, it definitely does feel like it's just heading in a weird direction where
service.
it's very fan service.
I did realize this. Like, since Ayakashi Triangle, we don't have anything fan servicey in the magazine. And I feel like there's always something. There's always something. So this has got to take its place.
The one thing I'm seeing that I'm worried about is this is going to turn into like a harem story, and then it's just going to be garbage. And I don't want it like that. I really just like it to be a little bit of slice of life, but focus more on like the demon world and all that. But obviously, that's just not the direction it's going. No. I had hopes.
I think it's gonna
in the first 3 chapters, but
I think this series has a like very little substance. So I do generally think that the direction it's gonna go is gonna be harem with a bunch of demon girls, and that's Tokyo Demon.
No, like that's basically what it's going. It's going to be a bunch of monster girls from the demon world, and Monica's going to know some of them.
It's almost like the name was a hint.
Yeah, right. I did.
None of us even said it might be a harem manga.
As soon as I because I was just thinking like Shonen Jump's only gonna be battle manga. Like that's I forget they have some horny motherfuckers writing shit for this thing. So like,
even we're focusing on the new cat girl. Even the way they're drawing Monica in this chapter, or Manaka, even she's like looking a little bit like, a little bit more slender, a little more sexy.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Hold on, I need to. Okay.
Just like someone like when she's like holding her katana and shit.
I know.
That's more than it used to be. I feel like personally, because before she's just cute.
She's also just wearing different clothes now. She was normally wearing like the formal garb or whatever, the traditional clothes, like the yukata. Now she's in like a schoolgirl uniform.
Like, put her in a skirt. Put her in a skirt. I was like, oh god.
No, I don't know. Literally the most positive thing I can keep on saying about this is that I just like how she keeps on kicking the shit out of every other girl that appears in the series. Literally it.
Yeah.
This
one was awkward because she goes meowch, and I was like, I'm gonna kill myself.
I'm gonna kill myself.
It's a cat girl, dude. That's what they do. I don't know.
I will contend. I do think the series is gonna do very well.
Yeah.
No, it'll do well, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna keep on enjoying it. Like I had different hopes for this when it started, but now it's just like I don't know. I really don't know.
I'm so glad that you see the light.
No, it's not that I'm seeing the light, dude. I'm just like
you're seeing this chapter and kind of the cracks are showing.
It like no cracks have been showing like the past like 3 or so chapters for me. Like obviously they're on the wrong side of the fence here, but that doesn't mean like Ginka and Gluna is also doing much better for me. Like
that's fair. It's they don't have
it's definitely better than this. It's definitely better than this, but
I definitely unjustifiably compare series when they're serialized together, which isn't fair.
Yeah.
But
hard not to.
That does not matter because it's made by God himself, apparently, because it is
fucking
perfect.
The series is so nice to look at.
Oh god, I love Blue Box so much.
The scene we're in the car. Oh my god,
dude. I just got my physical volume in the mail. It came in today. I'm so excited. It's so cool to have this series.
I thought you were gonna show it, but I realized it's probably
I thought you were gonna show it.
Your mom's house, right?
It's back home because I pre-ordered it so long ago. But I'll get it this weekend. They're coming to town. But dude, like, it's just so pretty. Like the double page in the middle of the manga where he's just looking at her in the car, and I was like, this shit's so cute. This shit's so cute.
Yeah, it doesn't even need much substance. It's just so nice to look at. The way they draw the characters, even the guys, it's just nice to look at.
Dude, when I didn't get to talk about it last week, but last week's chapter was also just as beautiful, where Taiki walks up and sees Chinatsu and
carrying
he just
the old lady,
smiles, and I was like, my guy.
Yeah.
Taiki smiles and Aiden says it's 10 out of 10.
I think it's just so cute. Like, it's just such like a wholesome, like, feel good romance, and it's enjoyable. And also the art is fucking.
I don't think we don't really talk about the art that much. I feel like, but it deserves it. It's really good.
Impressive.
It's also just so distinct.
It is very.
There's nothing else like it in the magazine.
Yeah, like the character designs and like how he draws characters, like the really big eyes, but not like the overly cutesy eyes, like kind of sharp. It's weird. It's interesting.
And the way he does the hair, it's almost like it almost looks like fuzzy. It almost looks like I don't know how to explain it, but it looks.
It's realistic.
Yeah.
Hair. He definitely does take an interesting approach. I feel like a lot of new series that come and go in the magazine, they all kind of have not a very distinct art style. So I can agree that Blue Box does have almost like a, what is it, like a shoujo style. You know?
Yeah, I see it.
Right, and that's why before I read it, I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it because of that. But once you start reading it, obviously you're like, oh, this is fucking peak.
It's just a nice little romance, and I mean, there's not a ton of romance in the magazine, so you know, I mean, Witch Watch was supposed to be, but let's face it, it doesn't focus on that very often.
Not anymore.
Let's talk about My Mid Academia.
Actually, I'm in a good spot right now. I'm actually in where it's like, okay, my hero. Okay. So you guys probably have known this since the dawn of time, or maybe I'm just dumb and haven't followed My Hero. But I've been like reading it loosely enough to not be paying super attention. So when they go they go, yo, it's me, Dabi. I'm Endeavor's son. I go, oh, that's cool. Okay.
My boy, you didn't put that together.
Never at any point. I was like,
it doesn't really take away from the moment. It's still cool. Like,
yeah, no,
it's still that's a good moment.
That's why I was like, because like obviously I've heard, like I was talking about it and everyone's like, I was on a friend and I was like, he's like, yeah, there's been a theory forever. He's like, oh, it's actually cool. It's true. I'm like, yeah. I was like, it's so obvious, but I never once thought about it because I don't give a shit about any character. So that
you're not theory crafting My Hero.
I was like, I just read it because I have to. But no. I was
so
like,
what chapter are you on? Or how close are you to catching up?
Like 297. Like I'm just tinkering away at it. Like I'm not really.
Dude, you are
reading other manga.
almost caught up. Like you're 80 chapters out.
I was gonna say honestly, I forgot that we're on 370.
Yeah.
If in my head we're like 330 because that's when this war started. But
yeah,
dude, isn't it crazy that there's almost as many My Hero chapters as there is like HunterxHunter chapters?
Dude, that is crazy. It's gonna pass it next year.
Yeah,
it's gonna pass it.
That is actually crazy. I never thought about it that way. Pass. I mean, My Hero almost has probably 40 volumes, so
yeah,
it's long. And this chapter was kind of cool. It focuses on like the monster heroes, the monster heroes. I don't know what the proper term is. I apologize if I offend because this entire chapter is about like the politics of them being discriminated against, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool to bring it up.
No, it is. It's like a very political side of My Hero that we don't really see. So I mean, you just remind me what this chapter was about. Like I completely fucking forgot.
But here's my issue though. It feels like this should have happened like a long time ago and not right now.
Yeah,
like I don't know if I'm forgetting, but I don't think they've ever even mentioned this before, like a discrimination against like the not human characters.
No, never.
So it's just kind of weird to bring it in, but it's cool. It's cool to bring it in. But once again, it kind of just feels like Horikoshi's now decided to expand the series. He's
losing focus, I think. Like you're pulling a Togashi. Everyone, Everybody's pulling a Togashi. You focus on stuff that nobody really even cares about.
Well, and there's even a moment in this chapter where they talk about Dabi being defeated, and as we all know, like 6 chapters ago, after Aiden listens, he doesn't give a fuck about spoilers. After the Bakugo shit happened, Dabi's just chilling. He's not defeated.
He's not defeated, but apparently they're getting the news
happening.
that he is defeated. So I bet you next chapter, if they still focus on this, they're gonna get news like, oh, actually, he's not defeated. This
after they had like the perfect conclusion to that entire family. Oh no, he's still chilling.
Whatever.
I swear to God, you know, because here's the thing, My Hero, I feel like it's like a little baby manga. You know, Dabi's gonna get like a happy ending with the fucking family. That's what you're not gonna kill anybody.
No, I mean, unless you want to kill off a good character like Twice, you know, that Horikoshi's great at that.
Aiden's rant 2 weeks ago over that was funny.
Dude, I stand by Aiden. Twice is one of the best characters ever.
I think most people agree. Most people agree. Him, Twice, Night Eye, and like Hawks. Those are like the fan favorites. And Mirio. All characters that get fucked. They're all characters that just get blatantly fucked.
So. Dude, Mirio's downgrade for me. Easy. Because of like what happened couple weeks ago with the ass attack. Like
that was a Naruto sexy jutsu moment right there. For real. Let's talk about a good shonen manga.
This was a good chapter though.
Yeah, it was decent. I like the implications.
This
and next would have been HunterxHunter, but we already talked about that. So Sakamoto Days, the good series.
Let me just tell you, this
Sakamoto is next. Then it's HunterxHunter. It's 5, then 4.
Oh no, you're right. I'm monkey.
So this is a personal thing for me. I've been doing a lot of film school work. Let me just say. So watching a film bro get beat up is like, yeah, let it out. Sakamoto is so fucking sick. This manga is actually incredible. Every chapter. I think there's, if you go to pages 4 and 5, on page 5, the last panel, Sakamoto has this like super intense stare. It's so sick. Like skinny form Sakamoto is such a badass. Which is such a crazy thing to say. It's like Gear 4 and then there's skinny form.
Skinny form Sakamoto.
My favorite transformation.
Dude, next we're gonna get shredded Sakamoto.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I mean that could happen.
That could. Depends how long the series goes. I like seeing the database, the janitor guide. Just like he hasn't gone out. He's like, I'm doing this shit with you guys. Start shooting them.
It's dangerous here. You're old. Bah, 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 bah.
Going back to the stigma that this guy loves to draw old people in such a stylish and cool way.
He literally said that. He literally says it in this chapter, which I love this. Is he literally goes, they're after you. It's dangerous here. Get out. You're old. People who judge others by their appearance don't last long in this world. And then he just fucking... I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, old people.
Yeah.
If you're old, just know that the mangaka for Sakamoto Days has your back. So don't ever worry about getting old, everybody.
Yes, sir.
And then at the end of the chapter, we get a little bit of a twisty roo with Stella being a piece of shit.
Yep.
God damn it.
Sakamoto or Shun's gonna beat his ass, but you know.
Oh yeah.
Which I'm excited to see. My boy Shun just fucking. I'm actually really excited for a Shun Seba rematch, like a real good one. Because I think that's what we're building up here for, which is exciting. Because we've had some of the craziest fights going on right now. Like this manga is just like. It's just like also like really like weird positions to be in, and it's always the coolest fights. And I'm like, I love this manga so much. But yeah. Any other thoughts? It's just a good fight chapter.
It's Sakamoto's the thing. It's like I don't want to beat a dead horse. It's literally the best action in the magazine. I think.
No competition.
I fear for the day we find a chapter that we don't like. Like genuinely.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I just don't see it. It's so good.
Unless it goes on for like a really, really long time, most of the time I feel like it won't ever lose its quality.
Yeah.
Like it obviously, you know what happened with HunterxHunter, and then you know stuff like My Hero. A lot of times the author will just kind of run out of ideas or just do crazy shit for the fuck of it. But then there's Sakamoto that's still kind of fresh out of the oven almost.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been going on for almost 100
chapters. It's not even 100.
Yeah.
But
so
Yuzu is
it can still go.
used to as proof to us, old people rock ass, and he's gonna be the sickest old man mangaka ever, so we don't have to worry about his health.
Yeah.
But rest in peace, Hunter x Hunter. Welcome back to the magazine. We're skipping over you because we already talked about you. But Elusive, I'm just getting One Piece.
Yeah, no, it's One Piece. Man, you guys are skipping around. Like,
I'm just stupid.
No, you're not stupid at all.
This is a crazy One Piece chapter.
You were right on.
Let me recap here.
This is a crazy fucking chapter. So much happened.
Let's
you're
see.
getting
Like,
stabbed in
Nami
gut.
and Robin running around in underwear. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, no, I literally said to my friend there. I was like, bro, they were horny when they made this chapter.
Yeah, Oda has
You
not
see,
seen his wife in a minute. I still stand by that one.
Well, before we get on that, let's talk about how cool Blackbeard is in this chapter, and that's saying something because this man's riding in on like a half-dead fucking
It's like a donkey.
Donkey horse.
What the hell? Yeah, honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't even notice that. What the hell?
Runs in, and then Law shows off this new move called Amputate. Fucking kills the fucking donkey horse thing. Tremor Crush. It's just cool to see Blackbeard doing a fight in any capacity. And there's exploding apples. I didn't really catch on to what that was, but
all I'm saying is, because we talked about this last week, Key, and you weren't here for Aiden, but well, first of all, Pudding's on the ship, which is cool. Cool to bring her back. But I was saying they might cut away from the Law fight, and then we'll just see the outcome in like 50 chapters, and it'll be Blackbeard using Law's fruit because Law fucking dies. The panel where they cut away from the fight is Blackbeard saying Black Vortex. Law is fucked. You don't cut away from him saying a move like Black Vortex for like no reason. Yeah. So I think Law is, I don't know. Oda's not gonna kill Law, or at least not off screen, but
don't put it past him.
He is gonna be done dirty. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Next time we see him, he is gonna be messed up.
But you gotta admit, like, he's putting up a hell of a fight. Like, he got a sword right through the gut, dude. Like,
yeah, he's getting
insane.
So, respect.
Big respect.
And
like you said, Pudding. I feel like this is kind of worrying because she said if Mama is still alive, you won't be talking like that much longer. Like, please don't. Please don't.
I mean, I'm cool if Big Mom comes back, but
no, because then that means Kaido has to come back too, because they like died the same way.
Yeah, but I mean, the way Oda writes out villains, he doesn't necessarily need to become a part of the story again. I don't know.
Ow.
Oh, no. I don't know. Well, he probably would. I don't know. I'd be fine with it. Their death was a little weak. I know a lot of people did not like how they, or their death. I know a lot of people don't like how they just went into a volcano, but
yeah, I mean, I get that, but also like going off from like last chapter, it's continuing this time. Like everyone getting their outfits. Sanji also got the Hawaiian shirt treatment, which I think is fascinating because I almost wonder if that means Vegapunk has like a thing for Hawaiian shirts. It's just like his
maybe.
Thing. And dude, Frankie and him were gonna bond over that, dude.
I was gonna say Frankie deserves. I guess he already kind of wears one, but his outfit not he does, but his outfit not having that's kind of sad.
Almost, but
I guess it would have been redundant.
Then can we also talk about how Vegapunk looks like the guy from Daft Punk?
Oh yeah, literally
is that on purpose?
Yeah, maybe he's a big fan. Also, just want to shout out the panel where all the ages are messed up. Luffy, age 70, that's crazy, and Jinbei is like like he looks like Nelson Muntz from The Simpsons. He's just like a bully. Love that.
True. I really hope we get more Frankie highlights in this arc, even if it's like a short arc, you know? Because this has been what Frankie's been all about. He was in Vegapunk's old lab. When those two meet up and talk it out, I feel like they're gonna come up with some crazy ass ideas. Maybe stuff to like help make the Sunny even better. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
And then there was Dragon name drop at the end.
Yes.
So
what is his connection to Vegapunk?
I'm excited to see.
Who knows?
I'm so excited to see.
Are we gonna see it next chapter?
I think maybe we'll probably not actually knowing Oda, but probably something to do with Kuma. We had a lot of talks about Kuma this chapter, and obviously that's something that we see a lot of like tie-in, like connection with. So
and I do still think this is gonna be a shorter Zoe-sized arc. So
me too. Yeah, we brought it up like last week. I think it was.
Yeah,
it's definitely looking like that.
They're kind of just moving through it. It feels like.
Absolutely.
But Elusive Samurai with another beautiful chapter.
Oh, what an impressive chapter. Also, can we just say shoutouts to the magazine cover? That looked amazing. I really liked the art. With
really good magazine cover.
Tokiyuki holding the katana paintbrush. I thought that was cool. Splatoon fan over here.
Yeah.
Splatoon fan.
But what a crazy fucking chapter. Because what was it? It was Shiba-sama was the person who was kind of like masterminding the whole plan with the fights. And when
Shibakawa.
when both of them died.
Yeah.
She just breaks down.
Fucking crazy. She just started crying, and they're all like, they have to flee, and everyone's dying. And it was so exciting to see like the Hojo like just take over. I was like, oh, this is actually crazy good.
It was also nice on page 5. There's a panel of just like how many people are on the field. We don't see that too much, like a top-down view. So that was a cool panel.
Actually, that whole page, no records, described the battle of Onagahara in detail. But the place names remain as vestiges of many army camps. I can't read. I'm dyslexic tonight. But like, dude, what a just like a cool page. I was like, holy shit! It just really like added to the volume of what we were seeing happen. And then the ending of our fight here was so good. It was so good as he dies in honor. Holy fuck! What a crazy fight.
This was the Nezu arc.
Yeah.
More or less.
Yeah, exactly.
Can we talk a little bit about Emperor Go-Daigo and how we still haven't seen this man's face?
Yeah. But that's probably what we're going to go to next.
What's up with the lightning?
That was because they were saying that like his victory in the defeat was just caused such a stir across the land. Like immediately that was the news being spread. Like that was I think it was more metaphorical, not literal.
Yeah. Because if it was actual lightning, I'd be like, okay, what the hell's going on? This man can summon lightning into his eyes and shit.
Got another situation like that with that like skeleton in that one chapter.
Then Uncle Yasui.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I still think that's such a cool character trope that he just kind of gets what he's really thinking on his forehead. Good idea. I don't remember this guy, Sasaki Doyo, the guy that like drew the picture.
I like his fan art.
I like his fan art too. I don't remember.
Isn't that the girl's dad? Isn't that who that is?
The girl with the like pigtails?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Because she sees the picture and she's like, oh shit, I know him.
They have the same surname. Yeah.
Such a cool panel too, like her just like realizing who it is.
Yeah, look at her legs. Look at her legs in that.
Yeah.
What the hell? She's like morphing into a demon.
And then when he finally fucking realizes,
he like renders it into his. He like
rotating up the head like the.
No, like it was so cool because it goes Hojo, Tokiyuki, and there's no data, and then he starts thinking, and then it starts coming clear, and he's like,
it's like holy
shit! For the first
shit!
time, the hero recognized the boy, and he immediately called an order, and I was like, this is so fucking hype.
Oh man.
What a cool build-up. No. What an actually cool build-up. Because I think what's also crazy is their relationship before everything happened. Like, it was like a mentor like, this is literally like Obi-Wan to
He was the head general, wasn't he? He was, like, in charge of, like, their armies.
But he also was, like a mentor to Tokiyuki as well. Like, he, like, would play with Tokiyuki and, like, play fleeing games with him. So, it's just such a crazy moment.
Yeah. I'm happy for Elusive Samurai doing some good shit, good fights, good build up moments, and now it feels like we got like a direction because I was worried after all the generals were starting to die, but it seems like we're just really running right into it like full steam against this last guy.
Yeah.
So good shit.
Exciting
Let's talk about the thing that literally can't be stopped and gets a color page every other week.
Dude, it's crazy.
What the fuck?
I wish it got cover. I'm kind of pissed it didn't. Obviously, shout out to Elusive Samurai, but damn.
I was. This chapter got me a little excited and a little nervous. It's like, oh, she's not gonna pull the audience. No, I'm just kidding, bro. She gets them bawling. She got them giggling from the stomach. Those guys were like, I love my newspaper, and then she roasted him on stage.
Dude, determination and reason are the pillars of a woman's strategy.
Yeah,
Just
I
like
like
in
the
the
pun
cadence
work.
she's saying it. Yeah, dude, it's
Yeah.
so fucking good.
It's so crazy because like obviously I know nothing about Rakugo, but I get into this story just by how they tell it through the manga, and it's impressive.
Well, I think that she explained it really well, and I also think that sometimes translation issues can affect how stories like these can be interpreted.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So whoever's in charge of like doing
The
this is
translation
doing like
is
a great
impressive.
job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's also just like some really like the storyboarding for this manga must be amazing because I love like how it's set up between the story manga between Akane on stage, Akane like blending into the reality of the story, but also the audience. I think the way that they demonstrate the audience, and shout out to Shoha Shoten for doing a very similar thing, but demonstrating audience interest is like, and it just like it makes you as a reader be like even more engaged because like they don't just tell you, whoa, the audience is really starting to get into it. Nah, they like the guy they show the disinterest in the beginning with the dude reading the newspaper, and obviously such a simple thing, but then he starts peering over and then he's laughing, and it just really shows like that. It just raises the tension so well, and it's so beautifully paced throughout the chapter. It's actually impressive. Like, it's like the paneling is impressive. Like the composition is like
It's great.
It would make Tarantino roll in his sleep. Like actually so impressive.
What do you guys say about Bo?
I just echo everything Aiden said. This manga is fucking awesome.
It is.
I also think this is probably one. I don't know if it's her best Rakugo performance yet, but it's just so interesting. And the way she wrapped it in, and the way she wrapped it into dissing him, and he's just like listening to it. He's just like, oh my god.
No, I think that literally is probably why it feels like her best performance is because, it affected someone in a very different way.
Right? Because like I think that's why it's so impressive. The audience can enjoy it, and then he can have a completely different meaning of what's happening.
Yeah, it's great.
Also, shout out.
Huh?
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead and do what you were going to say.
I was gonna say shout out to Karashi. He's becoming like one of my favorite characters. Just every time I see him, I like seeing Karashi on the page.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just never thought I'd find myself so like invested in something that's literally just basically acting on a stage. It's interesting, and I'm also like curious because this is only 35 chapters in, and it's literally got lead color page so often, and it's topping the leaderboard right now, dude. Like Elusive Samurai has the front cover, but still Akane Banashi is like over it right now. I don't know how like accurate that is to the rankings or whatever, but I mean it's right there in front of you. It's just kind of weird. I almost want to feel like I want to see it break records in the sense that it's gonna get an anime so quick, like quicker than most do. Like I feel like we could probably have a whole season's worth, like a 12 episodes even with what we have, don't you?
For sure.
Yeah.
But I also wonder if Akane is gonna be a short series. I would maybe want them to just wait until it's over.
Yeah.
If this is less than 100 chapters, maybe just wait. But either way, I think it's guaranteed.
It's gonna happen.
It's basically there's no way it's not happening.
But yeah.
Some news.
Yeah.
I don't think much happened because we just recorded 2 days ago.
Yeah, literally. So I don't think much has happened.
There's I don't know if you guys saw Volume 8 for Elusive Samurai. Fucking awesome volume cover.
I haven't.
I'll link it to you right now.
For sure. Also, just announced like 50 minutes ago, Rue Dragon has announced that it'll be getting reprints.
Oh.
So.
What the fuck?
Well, we talked about that last week because it's the best new manga best-selling new manga like volume since My Hero Volume 1, which is
So
that's why Tokyo Demon Bride Story is gonna do fine.
It's not really a matter of like whether we'll get it, but a matter of like whether we'll actually like when. It's a when, not if. You know what I mean? Because it's coming back. There's literally just no chance it's not. Oh, I am seeing it. That is
Shonen Link said that Ray Dragon's manga volume 1 has 200,000 copies in circulation.
That's crazy.
Also,
that's nuts.
That's so insane. Also, fucking Witch Watch Volume 8 has a shit character on the cover, but still is like
it's
one
still
of the
a goated cover.
Sexiest volume. Dude, it is such a pretty volume. I love it.
Vinland Saga Season 2 is coming January 9th next year.
Tight.
I can't wait. This arc is.
Yeah, I know.
Is Kaguya over? You got one chapter? What do you got left?
Two chapters.
I'm just gonna bring it up every week.
I was on to one chapter, man, but
me
all
too,
right.
honestly.
No, I think it's 2 or 3. I feel like
there's been 3 for like a month.
No, they just did the second to last character. It's all the side characters done. The only 2 characters they have left to cover is the main 2.
There you go.
One thing.
Leave me alone.
Something I wanted to shout out. I don't know. I doubt either of you really care, but this is a Shonen Jump podcast. I'm sure there's a lot of Naruto fans listening. There is the Sasuke story novel, Sasuke Retsuden.
I wanted to read it.
This got a manga adaptation out of nowhere. I don't know if this was announced like a long time ago and I missed it. This shit's fucking awesome. If you're a Boruto, reluctant reader because of how shit the art is, read this. This shit's awesome. It looks exactly like Kishimoto's art. And the story's really interesting. Sasuke's in prison right now. It's fucking cool.
Dude, that sounds awesome. I might read that.
I think it's a monthly series.
I saw that floating around. Oh, it's a monthly series, so it's still going on. It's not like a one-off or anything?
I think so, yeah. There's only 1 chapter right now, and it's like 50 pages. So
we'll
see how it's actually handled. So I'm sure maybe someone can comment and let me know, but it's really good so far.
Yeah,
I'm excited for
someone,
more.
Someone was talking about it, and I was actually interested to read it. I'm excited.
Naruto's good again.
Let's what else do we got to talk about? I mean, Bleach did good episode today. Chainsaw Man's been fire. Mob, good.
That's it. I think we've got all the news.
Yeah, I don't think there's too much for anime news right now. Not that I can think of.
It's kind of a slower period because Jump Fest is in 2 months, so
yeah,
you're gonna start saving.
That's
stuff
true. We're gonna get a lot more news then.
Yeah. But with that said, I guess we can end the podcast there. Thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode of the podcast. Of course, as we mentioned at the top of the episode, join the Discord. Come talk about manga with us. And we will see you all in issue 48. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.
Later.